see that? The bruised and swollen storm clouds looming low and ominous, in twilight premature. And did you hear that? The thunderheads are roaring in a distant overture. What befitting music for such a grand thing as this race. They're coming. Can you hear it? Sensei Sato, you need me to help push? No? Are you sure? If you need anything, you ask me, okay? Well, since the backup team seems to be in good hands, I can now turn my attention to some of the other attractions on the international circuit. Excuse me, ladies, are you all right here?
Huh?
Do you need me to show you around the track or anything?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm working for M Sport. You see, yeah, I'm one of the major dudes out here.
I
Yeah.
wish I were one of the major dudes.
So you're saying
Oh, yeah.
that you're one of the riders as well?
1, 2, 3.
Well, if you need anything, I'll be right around here,
I'll
okay?
look for you with
Ask anybody. They all know who I am, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So, if you see me on the circuit, in Italy or in Portugal, I just thought I'd introduce myself.
Rossi.
Oh, Rossi. Please. Since I had to attend to important matters off track, I couldn't be at the finish line, but I always knew my boys would clinch the championship. This is exhausting. I'm just watching, my adrenaline was pumping, I mean, can I feel your pulse there? Feel that pulse. Cool as a cucumber. Mine's like thump, thump, thump. Omar, you must be exhausted.
Yeah, the race is fun, tell you.
Omar, I'm proud to be on your team. I'm definitely coming back. The team has told me, Jamie, keep it up. Put in the hours. Who knows, maybe next year we'll see you on the track. Malaysia's gateway KL is surrounded by the country's richest and most populous state. From the inland mountain ranges, the royal state of Selangor stretches right out to the Straits of Malacca on the west coast. An hour from the capital is the estuary of the Selangor River. Here, every year, the Kuala Selangor Nature Park celebrates the Festival of Wings to welcome migratory birds on their long journey to escape the winter.
For thousands of years, the birds have been flying the same route every time, every year. So they've always been part of this 24,000 kilometer journey. One way is 12,000, and they fly south to escape the winter, and they stop in places like this. The whole coastline actually is a magnet for birds to stop over to feed, to roost. Sometimes stay a few days, sometimes stay a few months, but they generally just walk past, fly down south, all the way to Australia, New Zealand.
Andrew Sebastian from the Malaysian Nature Society has been keeping watch on this frequent flyer transit lounge for some time now.
There are people there that actually sit here and count for us every weekend or whenever they're free. They actually count.
How do they go about counting all of those
Okay.
birds?
Look at that group of terns.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you can picture circles of 10 birds, it's not exact science, but make circles around each 10. So you go by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 110, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. There's 180 terns.
It's not a very easy job
It's-
because,
It's not an exact science. No?
I had a job once where I had to count sheep and I kept falling asleep. Andrew tells me that apart from the warmth, these birds flock here because the West Coast's rugged mangroves are great feeding grounds.
For thousands of years, mangroves they are basically nursery for all seafood. At first glance, people just say it's a place where trees grow in mud.
Wasteland.
And it's a wasteland, it's doing nothing, the trees don't grow so big, Without a mangrove forest protecting coastline, nurturing seafood, people who live in this area wouldn't get their food source. So the mangrove ecosystem is really the most underestimated ecosystem that we have.
That's a heron. What is it?
Heron, yes. Two grey herons, 3 flying in.
What a handsome bird. Now, with my new skills as a naturalist, I'm heading deeper into the mangrove swamps to look for more exotic species. Right. I'm very happy here today to inform you that we have here a species which I thought was long ago extinct. I'm going to try and take a closer look. They're known to be very, very shy. And I've noticed that some of them have babies with them, and I wouldn't want to spook the mothers or the alpha males. As smart as they are, it's still possible to outsmart them. I'm going upwind so as not to spook them. If they were going to attack, they would have done it by now. So I believe that they have accepted me. And if you want them to accept you, you must do as they do. It seems they are, well, as they're known as tree planters, I too should plant a tree. Dig a hole. This is not going to work. I need a bigger stick. Well, I'm glad to have taken part in planting more trees, because the more I venture further upriver, the more I discover how much the mangrove ecosystem is the lifeline to one of the most amazing creatures. When darkness descends over the banks of the Selangor River, a gateway opens to one of the most spectacular things I've ever seen. It's like a Christmas tree.
Natural Christmas tree.
And look at the pulse. Incredible.
Beautiful, aren't they?
Entomologist Veronica Wong has been studying fireflies for over a year now, but every night this nocturnal wonderland continues to fascinate her.
There's this enzyme called luciferase, and with a chemical called luciferin, it combines with oxygen and ATP, which produces energy in living things. And together, it will form a burst of light.
So why do they do this? Why do they light themselves up like this?
Well, they actually light for one sole purpose, which is to find their soulmate. The males would normally move their abdomen and try to flash towards the female's eyes, sort of like temporarily blinding them.
So it's like, what's that? What's going on? Oh,
yeah, in a way. Yeah.
I see.
Yes. The fireflies in Kampung Kuantan, they actually are synchronous fireflies, meaning the whole tree they synchronize together is because there's one male that starts flashing and then the rest of the males will follow suit.
So the other males are sort of trying to emulate the dominant one, saying, oh, no, I'm the dominant one.
True.
I really, really wish I could bring my child here to see this.
True, you should.
My son would love this.
It's really amazing to see a little creature like this can emit light.
With this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I make my way back into the glow of the KL city center, where the nightlife also offers a fantastic array of choices. For lovers of live music, this cosmopolitan capital has a jazz scene waiting to be explored. KL has got this special charm about it. And I think a lot of it has to do with the way it's been able to blend the old and the new tastefully. How does it get this balance just right? Today I'm meeting someone who, in his own way, has been able to do just that. From traditional kampung or village roots, Farid Ali grew up in Singapore and studied jazz guitar at the Berklee School of Music. But it was KL that opened up an opportunity to experiment with unique sounds. When Farid discovered the gambus, the Malay version of the lute or oud, his music struck a special chord. When you hear the sounds of the gambus, does it touch your heart in a different way than if you hear the sound of, say, just the normal guitar? Does something more to you?
I find the gambus is a bit more how do I say, mysterious. Because, you know, when you strike the string, you can feel it's an old soul. As you know, the oud originated from Persia more than 3,000 years ago, and then was brought by the Arabs to this part of the world, I think, during the 11th, 12th centuries. And the interesting part is that when the Arab conquered Spain, they brought oud and other things too. And 800 years ago from the oud, it became a guitar. You know, somebody decided to put frets and make it shaped like a woman.
Yeah.
But the oud came to Malaysia and sort of retained the originality until today. When I was growing up in my kampong, whenever there's a wedding or some big festive season, they would play this music called ghazal. And the gambus is basically part of the ensemble. You know? I went to school learning jazz, learning how to play jazz guitar. Until 7 years ago, I started getting invited to festivals, jazz festivals. The minute I incorporated the gambus and music from this part of the world, suddenly the crowd just stood still, you know. So I tune it like a guitar because I'm a jazz guitarist, basically. Depends how you articulate the notes, you know. Try to bring out the characteristic of the oud, and then with my jazz lines on the guitar. So it works very well.
From what I heard, you've come up with a winning combination. You know, I mean, it sounds Malay. You know, it sounds. You know, I can hear some Indian flute in there as well as the Arabic thing where which is part of Malay culture, as well as the Portuguese joget sort of rhythm.
Yes.
It's all there.
Yeah, it's all there, and I'm still searching, because what happened is I use my background, my education, and plus my culture to blend. Hopefully I come up with something sensible. And if you perform and present your own culture, I think you're stepping on a solid ground, I think.
As well as inspiring the groundwork for blending the traditional and the modern, KL has also long been a hub for distinct cultures that thrive with their original practices. Over the coming days, Malaysia's Indian community are preparing for their biggest celebration of the year. Deepavali, the Hindu festival of lights, celebrates the triumph of good over evil. At the Temple of Fine Arts, a sanctuary for Indian classical dance, Gita Lam is getting her students ready for performances over this festive period. This evening, Geeta is giving me an introduction to Odissi, a form of classical dance from Orissa.
See, we always start like if we take this box, right? Any point starts from the center, which is called Shiva, no movement. Shakti is the action in which you move, around which is the concept of the universe. So every second, there is death, decay, death, birth, death, birth, death, birth. This is steady. This is our first position in Chauka.
This is very deep, really, isn't it?
I know. Of course, I
Going
think
all the
you
way
are very
down to
flexible, except that you're
the pants are too tight.
So you've got the square here, hands up. So you have to open out and extend your hands into a square. And this is like a steady square. Very good. This whole thing has to pull up. Relax the shoulders, nice and long. Right. How does that feel?
Feels good.
Can you hold that chauka? Hold. Now what we do is we call it with placement of leg positions, and you have separate movements. You can have this hand, you can have this hand, you can have this hand, taka, taka, dagina, jenam, taki, tatak, taka, taka. In Bharatanatyam, we are used to very straight lines. The longest line possible you can reach. This is all straight lines in Bharatanatyam. Whereas in Odissi, the difference is it's all curved and gentler. So, and it's always circular.
That's beautiful.
And a full stretch. Da ta ta tin ta ki ta ta din. Ta ta din da ta ta tin. Ta ki ta ta din. Ta ta din da ta ta tin ta ki.
And they're constantly listening to the rhythms and feeling your body moving with the rhythms and your breathing, and
Yes.
it's in them.
I find that dance and music is really something which can bring a soul to a different realm. It's so great that it touches our heart. We feel like, oh, I mean, I can connect with this. It's really vast and it's really interesting.
They are all learning dance for almost now 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, some of them 9 years. They begin to enjoy it after the 4th year. Why? Because you're over the technique part and battling with technique and the rights and the wrong. The moment they go past that and they found the joy and the teacher makes the class
They can
interesting,
start to
there's interaction, they begin to float and they begin to enjoy.
I don't think I'm ready to do any floating soon. Definitely not with more open houses for Deepavali lined up. In the 7th month of the Hindu lunar calendar, the gateway opens to Deepavali, the festival of lights. Malaysia's Indian community are out in force to celebrate the victory of light over darkness, of good over evil. At temples and sacred places of worship all across the country, devotees come with prayers and offerings to mark this sense of renewal, to signify the cleansing of their hearts, their minds, and their homes. Geeta Lam from the Temple of Fine Arts has invited me to spend Deepavali with her family.
Hi,
Hello.
welcome.
Happy
Happy
Deepavali.
Deepavali. Nice to see you. Nice
Good to see you again.
again.
Geeta's family has grown into one big melting pot. Her husband's Chinese, and she's got in-laws from Canada, Trinidad, and Argentina who have all come together to celebrate this special day. Wow, I feel so honored.
As with all families, the night before Deepavali is like the Amavasya, and you have to do a offering to the ancestors. It's like really a Thanksgiving. My father started out, preaching universal love, and the family has grown so large. There are 9 grandchildren today here present, and all their spouses, my brother's wives. And they're so happy you're here.
I've met your father through all of you, I suppose.
I think you'd be very proud.
It would be an honor to pay some respects to your father.
Please join us.
It would be an honor.
Great.
रुद्रस्य सूनुं सुरसैन्यनादं गुहं सदाहं शरणं प्रपद्ये ॐ श्रीं सौं शं शरवणभवाय सुब्रह्मण्यो ॐ श्रीं सौं शं शरवणभवाय सुब्रह्मण्यो ॐ श्रीं सौं शं शरवणभवाय सुब्रह्मण्यो ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी
This is dust to dust. As we take this, we remind of ourselves that the body is made out of all the elements and that we are no greater than the nature itself. So what we're going to become is dust. Right? And also there's some people who drop it on the forehead.
That's beautiful.
When we light a lamp, this symbolism actually means about sharing good with somebody.
Lighting
Lighting the lamp of friendship, inviting you to my home, inviting you into my heart as a friend.
Happy Deepavali. Same to you all. Happy Deepavali.
I just want to say a big toast to Mr. Shankaran, because he's left an amazing legacy with all of you, and to Amma as well. Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here, truly honored, and it's inspirational, because I'm starting my own family now, and I know I would like my family to be something like this,
Thank you.
Happy Deepavali.
Thank you. Happy Deepavali. Happy Deepavali as well.
Happy Deepavali.
Happy Deepavali. From Hari Raya to Deepavali and all the other festivals that KL has opened up for me, the thing that touches me most is this easy sense of hospitality everyone has. As the triumph of light over darkness spreads, I gather my thoughts about my passage through Malaysia. On my last night in the country's gateway, I make my way to celebrate with the music that, for me, best captures the special charm that this city has. At KL's premier jazz club, No Black Tie, Farid Ali kindly invites me on stage to jam.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Farid Ali. Mr. Gomez himself.
It's a fitting finale to this unique journey.